So this is a video I'm going to do about free, natural, biological sprays you can make for building biology throughout your farm. It's rained about, I don't know, at least 9 to 10 inches in the since the 14th. And it's still raining. And you can see this area that was a flooded area that killed my jackfruit, my favorite jackfruit, J33s. So I planted them in here because I thought the flood issue was over with. It wasn't. It was just hidden underneath the weeds and grass. So anyway, back to the biologicals. The vegetables function like almost like a, I don't know, what is it? When you don't have soil with all the water. They seem okay. Anyway, so I experimented a lot. So I take grass roots and roots from nitrogen fixing trees. This includes some of the soil. Don't remove the soil. It's an interlobium. 10 inches of rain and it's like we don't have standing water underneath most of this cover. I can walk from the front of our property all the way to the back, no problem. I know our neighbors can't do that. But so then I take roots of pine trees and really any root you want, clover, different clovers. And I will either put them in a bucket with rainwater and cover it and put it in the shade. Stir it once a day for 3 days and then strain that. And then just splatter it on top of everything. Just fling it around the yard. I also take the same roots and I've made taking the liquid when you make cheese, the whey. So you use the liquid and then some rainwater and then those roots and then a bag filled with alfalfa pellets, organic. Everything has to be organic. Organic alfalfa pellets. And I'll put in a container with a loose, very loose fitting lid in the shade. And maybe some worm castings. Thrown in there. Then I collect some mushrooms off of fallen trees and that pop up in the ground. I throw those in there. And I wait for the black soldier fly to colonize it, to keep it from going rancid. And the black soldier flies will live right in the liquid. When they're ready to fly away, they just crawl out and populate go get on some tree or something. Anyway, this could be used as a application for the cover. Any type of fermentation, stuff like that, can kill your crop, your tree. But on top of that, I don't really worry about it. So that is not a organic approved biological, but I have done it in the past, not here, but I now take that, I do the same black soldier fly I do a liquid for making cheese, the whey, and I ferment all our food waste with it. And this gets colonized by black soldier flies. And I do it in a bucket with a lid, and I just dump it all in there, because rats can be a problem, Norwegian rats. So anyways, but I don't put the anything with black soldier flies on my tropical fruit trees anymore, because it speeds up fruition to ripeness. So you can have some, like sugar apples especially, all green on the tree, put that down, and all your fruit's ripe later on that day. It's not tasty, it's not sweet, it's just, you could eat it. It's ready to eat, like it's completely ripe. Color hasn't changed, it's still green, it's just soft. So I compost anything that has to do with biologicals, twice composted into a biodynamic compost, which is kind of all we do anymore, raw manure and biodynamic compost. And the biodynamic preps. They all work great. Making the quality compost with all the roots of different plants that you're trying to grow, like some roots of a very healthy mango and other tree roots you're trying to grow, or fermented fruit put in and sprayed with the whey mix, the liquid from the making cheese, sprayed with that and fermented and then composted. I don't know, something's going on with the biologicals. It works, it's free, and yeah, I don't understand why everyone's not doing it this way. It's really shocking to me how amazing biological systems work. I apply raw manure from our animals every day to the cover year-round. I'll show you a difference of our biological farm with pretty much no standing water. And the neighbor's farm, who clear-cut everything, removed everything, killed it all, sprays with glyphosate, and drives all over it. Burnt all the trees. He's got a big burn pile there. He burns plastic containers and stuff, but he dug this ditch here right up against the property because he thought it would help his standing water. Well, obviously that's not the case. Compaction. It's all sand. It's fine sand here. Everything is on fine sand. So having this cover protects the fine sand. It also protected our trees from any damage from the 31 degrees we had, I believe. Can't prove it, but I believe that. And we don't spray we have zero pest pressure here. And this system took about 3 years before it really kicked in. It was like I kept getting, why are the trees look so bad? Why don't they grow? When's it gonna change? And I sprayed like the whey from making cheese onto the orchard floor for 5 days a week for over a year. And because the calcium's the key, and if you can open that or get that started, then so I would do that and alternate with biodynamic 500 horn manure and compost tea 5 days a week until I realized I could mix them all together and cut my time down. Hi, ladies. Here's a few mangoes that got some freeze because the cover, I believe, was so high and they're such small mangoes that the frost was sitting on top, so it was like right at the height of these mangoes. But where the mangoes are a little bit taller, didn't affect them. We got all kinds of feed in the pastures. The grass is green. It's looking good. It's going to be a very good mango year. A lot of people think that the rain is bad. No, if you have carbon and biology and the microbes in your soil to process the water and keep the soil healthy, it creates like a continuous growth cycle with the right temperature, which it's like, I don't know, it's in the 70s. It's been in the 70s. Lows like in the 70s. Yeah, so another interesting tea that I made, which finally seemed to click in, the biology, was like a cinchweed yeast tea. So I did a wild yeast with a multi-grain thing and multi-grain flour start, like amaranth and I forget what it was. Anyway, it was multi-grain, and then I boiled some cinchweed. It's a little tiny one. It's the, I don't know, it's the advanced photosynthesizer, the little tiny, I can't think of the Latin name. But I boiled that and then made that tea. And when I added that yeast tea to the mix that I had been doing, I did it like, I don't know how, not very many times. 1 time, 2 times. But it was like something started. It was like all of a sudden the bugs. That's what I noticed. Boy, there's thousands of bugs here. And it just felt like it was alive. And that's kind of when I stopped having to fling biology onto the grass and weeds. It's all brown from the freeze we had. Then I put the raw manure tea, splashed it on there, and looks like it's doing great. This lancetilla is finally blooming. But we don't have standing water after 9-10 inches like everyone else has that mows. Everyone mows around here, and then when you mow and your soil is sand, especially they all use tractors to mow, so it just compacts it, and then there's no carbon covering the sand, and there's no carbon in the soil. It's all compacted, and it changes the pH. This buffers the pH so that you don't have to worry about pH at all. pH, diseases, pests, they are not a problem. We do not have powdery mildew or any other fungal issues on our mango blooms, period. Donkey ladies. It's a sweet tart mango. So anyway, that's just a rainy day tour at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. Kind of explaining how to boost your biology in your soil for free and grow healthy, pest and disease-free fruit.